So
watch it till the end, because when you watch a show till the end,
yes,
that's when you start to
you
thrive.
trigger the
Yeah.
trigger the
So
algorithm.
it really,
Yes.
you know, to turn it on for 2 seconds doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
And
most of the the real A Dog, we watch his show. Shout out to him, he's really awesome. But he will tell you, you know, please watch to the end of the show, and because it triggers the algorithm, and the more people that watch to the end of the show, the more the show gets out, and the more likes it will get, the more subscribers it'll get, and the more it'll climb up the ladder. So that's what we're looking for, so that we can actually go live, because we can't go live until we have 1,000 subscribers.
come on, man, get us.
And we really need your help, please. Thank you. I know some of the topics we talk about are really tough, but we're pretty tough cookies. And send us your comments. We'd love to hear from you.
Funny, I have to look at you because I'm looking at, when I look straight ahead, it looks like I'm looking off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, America. Good morning, Maria. And welcome to Mornings with Cynthia Maria. Mm-hmm. Today, we're I'm not sure where we're going with our talks today. I did see some news this morning. I know that there's a lot of stories about P. Diddy, and that guy, he's either going to get killed in prison, or everybody on the list is going to go straight to hell.
I hope he gets to speak. I really do.
I do too. He's going to throw everybody under the bus.
I really think they all deserve it.
Oh, absolutely.
Hypocritical people deserve to be, because they're hypocrites.
Yeah.
They're hypocrites.
And their karma's coming up on them. A lot of them have left the country.
Listen, everybody has a different take on, karma. I know, like, the Greeks are like, oh, don't say that word. But when you wear the evil eye, it's the same thing. You think, oh, somebody's going to put a spell on you, and then you're going to all of a sudden collapse because you're not wearing an evil eye. So here's the thing. I believe God, Jesus, whoever you believe, fine, takes care of them. I don't need to take care of anybody who's done extremely wrong. It's not my thing. Not even my exes. God sees the picture. He'll take care of it. Right. But I think in Diddy's case, I think he has the right to say, hey, I wasn't the only one doing this. And guess who else joined me, put money into it, and came here and made it all possible.
Yeah.
Because he didn't do it by himself.
Right.
I'm not sticking up for him. He's an animal for what he did.
Yep.
Especially to children at the time, like Justin Bieber. When you're drugging somebody and a child, and you're doing that, in some countries, they think it's okay to, be pedophiles and take little girls or little boys and do as they may. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to discuss what countries those are, because everybody can look up their own things, but it's not okay. It's not okay when a child doesn't understand the decisions they're making, and they're coerced, and you're drugging them. That's not okay.
Right.
That's let God take care of it. But I hope he gets to speak.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Big time.
So, related to that in an off kind of way, when you're talking about children and children being sexually abused, that kind of thing, and pedophilia. Squirrel Tribe, Michelle, she's shout out to Squirrel Tribe. We do watch her show, and her husband Kevin 24/7. So go check out their shows. They are.
We put the link.
Yeah, I have put the link out. I'll put the link out again today. Just look right there, and you'll see the link. So they're on every day. They go on live every day, and this morning, before we came on, Michelle had jumped on to do a live show about the governor of of Illinois. And this kind of follows suit with all of the blue states that they have decided they're going to fight this deportation of illegals in this country. They are going to, especially the governor of Illinois. He's decided that he is going to make it really easy, and he's going to push for child transgenders, for parents to get their child mutilated because they want their child to be mutilated. They want a boy and they don't have boys, or they want a girl because they don't have girls. It's really way sick and wrong, and this governor is really messed up in the head. Anybody that believes that a child at any age before their mind has had a chance, their brain has had a chance to develop, any child that comes up to you and says, hey, I want to be a girl today, or I want to be a boy today. Can we make that? I want to make that happen. And so it is unbelievably sick and wrong on so many levels. A child, they can't vote until they're 18. They can't drink until they're 21. They can't get a job until they're at least 15, 16 years old. And then it's mostly at the fast food joints or at the grocery store.
Yeah.
But they're old enough to make a decision about changing, about mutilating their bodies, just taking away their own choices, and then figuring out when they're adults that, wow, I really didn't want to do that.
So on that, I want to show you, and believe me, we're working on it. She is great at learning new things on the computer. I'm not. But this girl was a transgender. So this is a video of, it says, detransitioner reveals shocking truth on trans surgery, calls to ban gender, affirming care. Now, this is a young lady who transed. I'm only going to do a small excerpt of it, and then we'll stop it and you'll link it.
Yeah.
But here it goes.
My name is Chloe Cole, and I'm a detransitioner. Another way to put that would be, I used to believe that I was born in the wrong body, and the adults in my life whom I trusted affirmed my belief, and this caused me lifelong, irreversible harm. I speak to you today as a victim of one of the biggest medical scandals in the history of the United States of America. I speak to you in the hope that you will have the courage to bring the scandal to an end and ensure that other vulnerable teenagers, children, and young adults don't go through what I went through. At the age of 12, I began to experience what my medical team would later diagnose as gender dysphoria. I was well into an early puberty, and I was very uncomfortable with the changes that were happening to my body. I was intimidated by male attention, and when I told my parents that I felt like a boy, in retrospect, all I meant was that I hated puberty, that I wanted this newfound sexual attention to go away, that I looked up to my brothers a little bit more than I did to my sisters. I came out as transgender in a letter I sent on the dining room table. My parents were immediately concerned. They felt like they needed to get outside help from medical professionals, but this proved to be a mistake. It immediately set our entire family down a path of ideologically motivated deceit and coercion. The gender specialist I was taken to see told my parents that I needed to be put on puberty blocking drugs right away. They asked my parents a simple question: would you rather have a dead daughter or a living transgender son? The choice was enough for my parents to let their guard down, and in retrospect, I can't blame them. This is the moment that we all became victims of so-called gender-affirming care. I was fast-tracked onto puberty blockers and then testosterone. The resulting menopausal-like hot flashes made focusing on school impossible. I still get joint pains and weird pops in my back, but they were far worse when I was on the blockers. A month later, When I was 13, I had my first testosterone injection. It's caused permanent changes to my body. My voice will forever be deeper, my jawline sharper, my nose longer, my bone structure permanently masculinized, my Adam's apple more prominent, my fertility unknown. I look in the mirror sometimes and I feel like a monster. I had a double mastectomy at 15. They tested my amputated breast for cancer. And I was cancer-free, of course. I was perfectly healthy. There was nothing wrong with my still developing body or my breasts, other than that, as an insecure teenage girl, I felt awkward about it. After my breasts were taken away from me, the tissue was incinerated. Before I was able to legally drive, I had a huge part of my future womanhood taken from me. I will never be able to breastfeed. I struggle to look at myself in the mirror at times. I still struggle to this day with sexual dysfunction. And I have massive scars across my chest. And the skin grafts that they took of my nipples are weeping fluid today. And they were grafted into a more massive.
I'm gonna stop it. I did share this with you the other day. I will share it again just to make sure. And we'll link that. It goes on and on. But I wanted them to hear that much because it is not only, we have to also say that this is a very graphic kind of.
Right.
It details that she was going through normal puberty concerns of a young lady.
Yep.
I was a tomboy. My sister was much more of a girly girl. I loved hanging out with guys when I was young, as friends. I had a lot of male friends. I had a lot of girlfriends. I wore sweats all the time and my hair up, and most of the time no makeup. Didn't do my nails like the other girls got the long nails. I, didn't wear the stiletto heels. I didn't feel like I was a boy, but I used to say, hey, I'm a tomboy, I'm more, it was just the phrase we used when girls went out and climbed trees and did outdoorsy things. Back then, girls didn't do them as much, boys did. And so I, looked at that and said, hey, I'm a tomboy. But if somebody sat there and convinced me, no, you're not a tomboy, you're a boy, who knows what kind of an effect that would have had on my youth and on my ability to think for myself, because these drugs take your abilities away. She couldn't think, she couldn't focus in school. She says it herself. It's scientific. These parents it's abuse. They're murdering their children slowly, in my opinion. We've said that's my opinion, and that's all it is. If you want to go look up scientific facts, do that on your own time. I'm not a scientist, not a doctor, not a lawyer, not a nurse. I'm somebody with an opinion, okay? From what I've read and from what I've heard, and I've looked at, I'll get back to them. Nobody calls me until I'm doing a show or with somebody. That's it. And then everybody.
That's the way of it.
Yeah. It's very scary. You have to listen to these young adults. You have to listen to children. But children fantasize. Children use terminology that they don't understand. They mimic. Okay? Nobody's a genius. Oh, my child's a genius. They're only 10 and they know how to. No. They're not. Their brain's not fully developed to be a genius. They know how to mimic and they know how to memorize well. And that's what they do. They memorize for the test. They memorize for their school. But to understand the depth of the information that they're being given, to be able to break down that information in their brain. No, they're not geniuses. You kids aren't. You want to, at 2 years old, I see these parents today, they don't even want to parent their children. They're like, here, take a phone. Be babysat for the next hour so I can have coffee with my friend. okay? Um, you know, and God knows that even in the gaming, and my son's still into some gaming, okay? I know
I'm
adults
still
that
into
are,
gaming.
you are. I know adults that are into gaming, okay? And my sons are, how they connect with their friends who they don't see in a long time. At night when they have time, they get on a game. And now they're introducing transgender characters in the games that they have played for so long.
Yeah.
And what it is we need to get society used to what we want them to believe. So we're going to shove it down their throat and we're going to implement it at any level we can. And if we can do it through gaming, if we can do it through teachers, and thank God that Trump is changing the curriculum. You
Yeah.
teachers who lie to these parents and give drugs to these kids, you deserve to be in jail for life. You have altered their lives forever. It is abuse. It is disgusting. My opinion, I don't care if you like it or you don't watch. You know, you know, a lot of our shows are just our opinions, two girls talking, having coffee. But I'm not talking about if an adult wants to make that decision. I don't
Yeah.
have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with Jenner
Yeah.
changing from Bruce to Caitlyn. No, he was an adult. Do I think that he was right in the way he did it because the Kardashians are always on TV and you kind of like get a backstory and somewhere in the middle of that is the truth, you know? But I might not, if you're looking at the story, you might have some disagreements on how things were done and the timing of things. But
Yeah, but
not my
that's
business.
his, yeah, exactly.
Right, not
That's
my
his
family.
business.
Exactly,
Yeah.
not my business, not my family, and not my business because he, who is now a she, has done the things he wanted to or she wanted to at an adult age,
Right.
at a time where he can sit down or she can sit down and say, I need this transition. This is what I'm doing. I'm not asking anymore. I'm an adult.
Right.
Great. I have full respect the fact that even though he transitioned, he can still remain close to who he was who she was, who she was. And in terms of, I'm not looking for the popular vote. I'm me, this is who I am, and I'm going to state what I believe. So do I agree with anybody 100%? Cynthia and I don't agree 100% on everything. But at the same time, I like the fact that he's in one world, but it doesn't change who he is at the core level. And he's not afraid to say, yes, I did this. I am a part of the trans community, but I can still think on a conservative level or on this level or believe this. You know, he doesn't box himself in.
Yeah.
He is an adult, not a child like Cynthia's talking about the ages. That's the difference.
Yeah. If people living in that have young children, young adult children, teenagers,
Yeah.
should probably go somewhere, move out of state to someplace where they're not pushing that, because it's not just pushed at home; it's pushed at the schools, at the colleges. It's like just no good, no good. I can't imagine the doctors who would say, "Oh, that'll work. That's good. Yeah, I'll do that." That's against their Hippocratic oath. And to even consider doing something like that to a child. In Minnesota, there's a woman who believes, she's a psychologist, and she believes that a child knows what gender it wants to be before it's born. That's how sick and wrong she is.
She's a dangerous woman.
Yes.
who should have a license. It is my opinion. A license should be revoked from people who want to throw out these impossible theories to prove. They're impossible to prove.
Yeah.
Okay, you cannot prove that the child knows their gender. You can't.
There was a guy that
My opinion.
yeah. I'll put the disclaimer up. So the this guy had a chat with this child, this young boy. He was 7 or 8 years old. And the guy says, which would you rather have? Would you, I have $1,000 right here for you. I have $1,000 in cash. Would you rather have, what would you do with $1,000? Would you rather have the $1,000 or would you rather have this truck? This toy truck. And the kid wanted the truck. I want the truck. You don't want the $1,000? Nope. I want the truck. Because he had no understanding of the value of money.
You could buy 1,000 trucks.
Yeah. So, to recognize that, to see that, and then to say, oh, but he wants to be a girl. So we're going to get him mutilated because he wants to be a girl and put him on puberty blockers. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, they have to be on those for the rest of their lives.
What happens if they're not? What happens if they?
I'm not sure.
Saying go cold turkey, but I mean decide to wean themselves off of them.
I'm not sure. I'll have to do some research on that.
I'll listen.
Yeah, because I don't know about all this. I know about. I know what I know about that kind of life.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody I know and have known that's in that life, they're all grown up. They're all adults.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I gotta tell my Lisa that I'm doing a show. Hey, I'm on a show.
She's quiet now. Hi, Lisa.
Hi. Here, I'll show you. There's Maria. It's all good. They can't see you because I'm on my computer and you're on the phone.
Yeah. Sorry.
No. Well, and see, I can cut it out. If we can, I can just take it right out of there. And
she's telling you our secrets. We're gonna just cut this out.
Yeah. Okay.
We can't hear her, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I you hear like a little mumble, but you don't hear words.
Okay. So absolutely. I will message you as soon as I'm done. All right. Okay. Love you. Bye for now. Kid. I call her a kid. She's 45.
Yeah. Well, you see my kids, right? They duck.
Yeah.
They duck. They're on the show.
Yeah. It's like, don't put me.
Meanwhile, they'll do like wrestling podcasts and stuff like that, but like, this is too much.
Yeah. So
my boys are strong Republicans though, so my daughter, more Democratic. So see, it's all good.
I don't really mind that, but I mean, when an adult person tries to put their views into a child's mind, not their child, mind you, someone else's child, someone else's, parents of that child. To try and manipulate that
Steer.
is like, you know, a child who's been molested, that they grow up with that.
Yeah.
If they live through that. So it what they're doing is they're stealing, literally stealing the life of the child. So when the child grows up, they're like, what happened? And why did you let this happen? I admire the gal that was on that video talking to Congress about this and letting them know what it's like after you become an adult and you actually know what's happened. I admire her for not blaming her parents. You know, that her parents were also manipulated. Also, Elon Musk was manipulated. His son was manipulated into believing that he wanted to be a girl. And without Elon's knowledge, they started to help his son become a girl. Yeah. And I hope that he sues the ever living daylights out of that school for doing that. And the school
I think
board.
the teachers need to be, I think they need to be fired, my opinion.
Yeah.
I think
and that needs to go on their record.
I think they need to be fired, and I think they need to never work again as a teacher.
Yeah.
My opinion.
And the doctors as well. The doctors who are doing
the doctors
this
should
should
lose their
be in prison.
Yeah.
They should lose their license forever. Anyone who thinks that that's okay to do that to a child is not okay. They are sick in the brain, very selfish people who obviously maybe so that's what the governor of Illinois is doing. And they're going to fight it tooth and nail. But you know, it's still not going to happen. Trump's going to go in there and he's going to send his people in there, and it's going to be done.
Yeah.
You know, if you're living in this is how sick and tired American citizens are of this BS happening in our country for the last 4 years, and starting with Obama that came in and just straight up lied to the face of America. I wish I will have to look for that video. I'll find that video where he admits to a group of people that he was born in Kenya. I'm going to find that video and I'm going to put it up. And I hope it's shared all over the world because I fell for his bullshit and I'll never fall for his bullshit again. He gives a good speech, I'll just say that. But, I've said it before, like here in Minnesota, a child can be mutilated as young as 7 years old. And if the parents refuse, then CPS can come and take your child. And they will allow your child to be mutilated without your consent. And that's called government kidnapping.
That is. And some of the laws are extremely ancient. So here in Connecticut, a personal thing, which happened to me, my opinion is it's normal when a child has their brain intact, where their brain is able to decipher right from wrong, and also to understand concepts in depth. And if you cannot understand concepts and able to, you might understand what the word authority means, but not understand. You might know how to verbatim, like mimic it back and give you the Webster dictionary like definition of authority, but you might not understand in depth what that word means. Pedophile, the same thing, or consent. When you're saying the word consent, you might know how to mimic it back, but if your brain's not fully developed, you're not understanding the depth of what you're accepting.
Yeah.
And also, for a child, it's intimidating, right? If you say anything, I will tell. If you say anything, I will say, you made me do it. You created this.
Yeah.
I don't care if, whether it's a girl or guy, jumps up and down in front of you naked, and they're the most beautiful creature you've ever seen. If they are a child, turn your eyes away and walk away. What is wrong with you? Somebody like that has no conscience.
It's I mean I have no words for what we're living in right now other than insanity. So we're all looking forward to the insanity being removed.
Yeah.
So what I really liked the most was I liked seeing that great big smile, evil smile on Biden's face when he was sitting there with President Trump and giving the old F you to Kamala. That was perfect. His wife wore all red the day of election day, voting day. She wore all red. They were not happy that they kicked him out. Not happy at all. I mean, the guy doesn't have a brain left anymore, but they're all guilty as hell. That's where I stand with it.
Kamala really is probably, in my opinion, just like an awful person.
Yeah.
I wouldn't compare her to Hitler like Democrats have compared, because that's like an extreme.
Yeah.
But I would say she's an awful person. People who supported her are not thinking clearly, in my opinion, not looking at the depth of their reasoning of, a lot of the things is building a stronger America for all citizens, building a stronger America that has its borders intact, that gangs
keeping
can
their
come
citizens
in,
safe.
that people who follow Hamas or anything like that can't come into these borders. I know everybody's like, I remember a couple of years ago, somebody said to me, "Oh, you hate Spanish people because you want the borders controlled." Well, let me tell you, they're not only Spanish people coming over those borders.
Right.
And no, I don't. However, you can't live on a system for free forever and expect it to not crash. So you have to have a system in place that there is border control.
So with that said, I'm going to say goodbye for now.
Goodbye.
Say goodbye, Maria.
Bye, Cynthia.
Oh, darn it.
Thank you for having this moment with me and my pineapple.
Have a great day. Stay safe. Stay blessed.
Yeah.
Till next time, this is Cynthia Maria. Bye for now.
Bye.